If you want to win your league this year, here are 3 players that you need to avoid drafting in the first round. The first player that I'm avoiding drafting is Christian McCaffrey. CMC is currently going off the board as the number 3 pick and the first running back drafted. But I have my worries with CMC this year. CMC is now 27 years old and has a history of injuries. In 2020, he only played in 3 games, and in 2021, he only played in 7 games. The Niners did a great job on keeping him healthy, and to continue doing so, they will lean on Elijah Mitchell to take off some of CMC's workload. Now, last year, without Elijah Mitchell taking away from his work, CMC was averaging 26.3 points per game. When Elijah Mitchell was on the field, CMC only averaged 16.7 points per game. Without Mitchell, he averaged 23 touches per game. With Mitchell, that dropped down to 16 touches per game. As he continues to age, entering his 7th season, plus a higher risk of injury rate. On average, in the 7th year is when running backs start to see their production drop off. Now, I understand CMC has been an outlier basically his entire career, posting some of the most incredible numbers that we've ever seen in fantasy football. However, I'd rather be a year early than a year late. So at his current ADP, I will be mostly fading him this year. I would rather take a shot on Tyreek Hill, an elite wide receiver, or if you want to go running back, I prefer Bijan Robinson over CMC right now, who both have 20 plus points per game upside, which is what I want from my first round pick. The next player that I will be avoiding in drafts this year is Cooper Kupp. In 2021, Cooper Kupp had the best wide receiver season ever in fantasy football. Last year, he was on pace to replicate it when his season got cut short. Right now, for me, he probably has the most red flags out of any other pick in the first round. He is now over 30 years old, coming off a major surgery, plus now he's nursing a hamstring injury and is expected to miss a few weeks of training camp. The Rams also have one of the worst offensive lines in the league, ranking 28 out of 32 per PFF, plus an aging quarterback that almost retired last year due to a neck injury. And we've seen what happens with aging quarterbacks and neck injuries before. So, due to all those reasons, at the number 4 overall pick, I would rather again take Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, or Bijan Robinson before Kupp this year. Now, the last guy that I'm avoiding this year in the first round, going number 7 overall as the number 2 running back coming off the board, is Austin Ekeler. Ekeler is now 28 years old. Ekeler, CMC, and Joe Mixon are the last 3 standing, producing as RB1s from the legendary 2017 class, which includes Aaron Jones, James Conner, Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette, and Dalvin Cook. Things do not look great for this group in 2023. History shows us that year 7 in the league is when production begins to drop off for running backs. Generally, age 25 and 26 is the average prime years for elite running backs. Age 28 is when you see the biggest drop in production for elite running backs. Ekeler currently fits both those averages. It's his 7th year in the league, and this is his age 28 season. From 2017 to 2021, 11 of the 12 most popular running backs on playoff rosters were in their first, second, or third year. Now, don't get me wrong. Last year, Ekeler finished as the RB1 in fantasy. I know. The concern, though, is that he ranked 31st out of all running backs in rushing yards per game, averaging 53, and led the league in targets per game and receptions per game, all career highs. This was due in part to having an injured quarterback and a wide receiver room that was not healthy. Now, with new offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, a healthy wide receiver room, a first round pick wide receiver in QJ, I do not think he will put up those receiving numbers again. Taking a high risk running back who will have a higher rate of injury due to his position and age, who could drop in production as well, will likely end your season. At that spot, I'd rather take Bijan if you want a running back, if not Diggs or another elite wide receiver. All of these 3 guys are either at or past their age apex curve. So history says it's only a matter of time before their production drops off. And I personally rather be a year early than a year late when it finally happens. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We're a new channel that will be consistently posting fantasy football content all year long. Whether it's redraft, best ball, or dynasty, we got you covered.